Try to bounce back, but you blew it. Let me show you how to do it. Dispute it, I can prove it. Bro, whoa, we can do it. Nigga, ain't nothing to it. Ain't no cows, ain't no excuses. Let's get to it. Ay. I don't care what they talking. All I want is my portion. I'ma ride up clean. Look at me, I'm a false. Kill them off like a boss. Nigga, you better stop it. I'm all about my profit. I'm shooting off like a rocket. I'm about to blow these niggas out the water. He go hard and go hard. Steph Curry, fourth quarter. All I got is my niggas. All I fear is my father. All I bring is that slaughter. Bomb on the Pearl Harbor. He ain't real, he alive. If he real, who am I? Now his ass in the fire. UPK till I die. Please don't cross the line. Try to stop and stop trying. Bomb shop is my wide. I'm on the ground. Let's get to it. Double time and believe. You ain't harming me, nigga. I brought a whole army of niggas. So I ain't move with precision. Follow every order given. Let's get to it. Make it on the race, get to it. Ain't taking no shit, get to it. You took a loss, try to bounce back, but you blew it. Let me show you how to do it. Undisputed, I can prove it. One, we can do it. Nigga, ain't nothing to it. Ain't no cops, ain't no excuses. Let's get to it. You hear the truth that I'm speaking? A lot of hate for no reason. You probably don't understand. That's why I got the master plan. And all the power in my hand. And slinging shit on demand. You better watch where you stand. You get flamed up and ain't changing up for nobody. They're warfare, what you know about it? This ain't a rap, it's a message. Ain't a real, be respected. Fake niggas like a virus. Lot of niggas infected. I came to correct it. Bought a whole bunch of soldiers. They move at my discretion. When the rebels hit the entrance, all the niggas hit the exit. Them niggas get the sprinting. I demand your attention. Solid nigga, I ain't folding. Plus you know a nigga hold it. Nigga, look how I'm rolling. Shorty check my demeanor. He smooth, but I'm cleaner. Flow like Aquafina. Hit him, run the Serafina. Yeah. I got a dilemma. I'm about to have a baby, but I still wanna baby. Let's get to it. Nothing comes to a dreamer. I'm strictly getting it. I'm all about the business. Rock solid and relentless. You came to make friends. I came to make a killing. That's why I'm gon' kill it. Leave these niggas hurting. Antoine Fisher, nigga. Do you need a healing? I know you can hear me. I'm a vet, you a rookie. And Kanye, you a Donald Trump loving pussy. I'm a king, you a cookie. Ain't nothing you can tell me. I'm too ready. Let's get to it, nigga.
Let's go help people customize and save with Liberty Mutual. Okay, who sat at my desk?
Hey, this is the Killeen Salakia. Shalom, Israel. This is the Killeen Brotherhood class. Let's go ahead and clap it up. Yeah. It's been a minute, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, first I want to say Shalom, Yahaba Shem Yahshua Barakathum, to all the Akim, to the brothers, and Shalom, Yahweh Shemalatham, Bashem Yahushua to the sisters, you know what I mean? I hope everybody is enduring, you understand, fighting their demons, you understand, and standing in this truth, you understand? I'm going to go ahead and first give a shout out to all the brothers that are in the house right now, man. To my immediate right, Officer Bon Zion, you understand? And then we also got on Shamar in the house, Officer Carl Kazai, you understand? And I want to shout out the rest of the Killeen, you know what I'm saying? Camp, you know what I'm saying? Officer Karab of 1,000, Camp Leader of Killeen, you know what I'm saying? Definitely here in spirit. Officer Kahanga Bar, you know what I'm saying? 500, you know what I mean? Here in spirit. And today's Brotherhood class, we dealing with the death of Christ, man. You understand? A lot of what we talk about, you know what I'm saying, in our breakdowns, you know, in the milk scriptures, we deal with like who Christ died for. We deal with, you know what I'm saying, the salvation of Israel. And all of these different subjects, man, you know what I'm saying, who Christ died for, you know what I'm saying, the Most High, Yahweh, sending Christ into the world, Yahweh Shai into the world, who he sent him into the world for, you understand, and who salvation is for. But, you know, we rarely get into the subject of the death of Christ, what Christ actually suffered, you understand? And I think it's an important subject because, you know, going through this life in the truth, man, you're gonna, you know what I'm saying, like the scriptures say, you know, when you come to serve the Most High, prepare yourself for temptation. You're gonna deal with a lot of things, man. And it's easy sometimes when you're getting caught up in the, you know, the things of life, you know what I'm saying, like the different trials and tribulations and what, you know, you're going through your daily routine, some of the ups and downs, you know what I'm saying, the mountains and the valleys. It's easy to forget, you know, and feel like what you're going through, like as if how would you say that you're the only one going through things, or like what you're going through is an exception to the rule.
Right.
You understand? And to sum it up, you make it about you. You understand? And when you make it about you, that's when you can definitely know that you're not in the spirit, that you're not seeing things the way that they should be seen. And the Bible tells us, you understand, to go back, you know what I'm saying, to the death of Christ. You understand? And that's what we're going to do tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, what Christ went through, it's not, you know, that's why, listen, man, when the scriptures say that God sent his special son into the world, it's because Yahweh Shah was special, man. You know what I'm saying? And really, we need to give him a hand, you know what I'm saying, for what he did for our nation, man. You know what I'm saying? What our king did, man. You know, you can watch 100 movies, man, you know what I'm saying, whether they be fictional or non-fictional, in the tales of kings, and I don't think on record, as far as I'm aware of in the earth, that there's a record or a story or a tale that was told of a king that died for his people, man.
Right.
They gave up his life for his people, man. But we have that record, you know what I'm saying? We have that record in Israel, man, that, you know what I'm saying, a black man who loved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you know what I'm saying, died for his people, man, died for Israel, man. You understand? And being that he did die, you know what I'm saying, we need to focus on his death to understand how we should live. You understand? If you could, please give me 1 Peter 4:1. You know what I'm saying? If you have any questions, you know what I'm saying, Akim, Akwathim, if you have any questions, you know what I'm saying, please put it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? If you're watching the class, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and share and like, you know what I mean, get our algorithms up. You know what I'm saying? It's important that when we support the truth, we use every aspect to support the truth. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, hit that share button, you know what I'm saying? Share it to different groups, you know what I'm saying? Because Christ didn't die for us to get this truth to ourselves, man. Christ died for this truth to spread out to all Israel, man, that all Israel might be saved, man. You understand? And that's the meaning of brotherhood, man. You know what I'm saying? When you have access to something that nobody else has access to, it's important that you share that information, man. You understand? Nobody lights a candle and puts it up under the bushel. You understand? They put it on the mantle that the whole house might be filled with light.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that means to wear your culture, to represent who you are, that you're the chosen people of the Most High, the best and most special people on the planet. You know what I mean? Referring to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? But it also means to give an opportunity for others to be able to hear this truth, man, and possibly hear something that they haven't heard before, that they could change their lives, man. Because, you know, this truth, man, is a powerful thing, man. It won't just affect you, man, but it'll affect your whole family, man.
Right.
And for generations down, man. And that's how the kingdom is going to get built. And that's what this thing is about, man, is the kingdom of heaven, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we're doing, all this work that we're doing is for the kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? What people don't understand is, man, is that like right now, unbeknownst to many, if you're paying attention, if you're going to the grocery store, you know what I mean, especially for you sisters out there and for the brothers that work the grill, you've seen that the meat prices have changed, man. You know what I'm saying? The price of steak, the price of chicken, it's not the same. Listen, yesterday's price is not today's price, man.
What?
If you're paying attention. You know what I mean? For you sisters out there that got young babies, yesterday's price of milk is not today's price of milk, man. Things is going up, man. You understand? And this is all the prophecies that are in the scriptures about what's going to come to pass before Christ makes his appearance, man. His final appearance. You understand? To establish the kingdom on earth, man. You understand? And these are the indications. What you're seeing in the market when you go to the grocery store, this uptick in prices. You know what I mean? This inflation. These are the indications of the fall of this empire, the fall of the rulership of our oppressor, man. You understand? And it's the onset of the kingdom of heaven, which is the rulership of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man.
Right.
You understand? But with the fall of that kingdom, you understand, the only thing that's going to be left is what we're building, man, and that's brotherhood, man. You understand? And that's what Christ died for. But the price that Christ had to pay was a terrible price, man. And it's important that, well, when I say terrible, I'm saying what he suffered. You understand? And what he suffered, we need to equip our minds with what he suffered. So when we go through things that don't even compare to what he went through, we're able to navigate with you know what I mean, with more of a sober mind. Because sometimes, man, we get inebriated or drunk off of the idea that what we're going through, nobody else has gone through before, man. When in truth, what Christ suffered for us, good night, man. We're gonna get into that, man. But go ahead and bring that precept out if you could, Baba Kashab.
Come. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 1. For as much then as Christ have suffered for us in the flesh.
He did what?
Suffer for us in the flesh.
Man, Christ suffered, man, in the flesh. And we finna get into what he suffered, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these Christians, man, like they walk around with the crosses on their neck. They don't even understand the blasphemy of what they're doing.
Right.
People wear the cross like it's a holy charm, like it's a holy ornament that's gonna protect them. And what they don't understand is, man, it was a gruesome death, man. It was from my studies and what I've been researching, it was the most brutal death that a person could suffer, man.
Right.
You know, right now they say that you know, and I'm sure it's other techniques that that these different government agencies have when they're trying to extract information from, you know what I mean, who they deem to be the enemies of the state. You got things like waterboarding. You understand? Where they'll have you strapped down with straps in a chair, and they put a towel over your face, and they pour water over the towel. Now, from all appearances, it don't look like it's anything. It's just a towel over your face and water, but it gives your mind and your body the experience of drowning. You understand? Without being underwater. You understand? You have where they do like techniques where they'll have you in a cell, and they won't allow you to sleep. So they'll have bright lights in the room and some annoying music or annoying sound playing all night to where you can't get any rest. You can't get any sleep. And they do this for days on end. You know what I'm saying? And that's an aspect or a level of torture. But what Christ went through, what this black man went through for every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man to have an opportunity to come back to their power, Yahweh, man, like I said, we finna get into it, man. But Christ suffered in the flesh, man. Read it again from the top.
Come. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 1. For as much then as Christ has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves.
Do what?
Arm yourselves.
Understanding the death of Christ and what he suffered is you arming yourself, man. What does it mean to arm yourself? You understand? For us here in Texas, man, Governor Abbott, he removed the restriction of having to have a permit or a license to be armed in the state. You know what I mean? To have a sidearm, to have a weapon, a sidearm, a pistol, or a gun. You understand? But to arm yourself is to be able to equip yourself with a weapon to protect yourself, man. Right. You understand? So Peter is saying here that as much as Christ suffered in the flesh, you should arm yourself with this knowledge, man. So this knowledge that we're going to bring out tonight is to arm you, is to equip you against what, man? You understand? Against demons. Against the demons that tell you that what you're going through is the worst thing in the world, man. You understand? For you having to deal with your Ottawa and deal with these kids, it's the worst thing in the world. For you to have to deal with your rib that's, you know what I mean, that don't understand how to not be selfish, and she's in your ear and she's offended about every last thing in the world, and you feel like it's the end of the world and why you got to go through this, man. That's nothing, man. Your rib who you chose, she's vexing you. That's suffering. You're not suffering. You understand? You because you got fired from your slave and you ain't got no money in your pocket, you feel like you suffering. Because you driving your car and the tire blew out, or somebody rear-ended you and hit your car and you ain't got no car insurance, you feel like you suffering. You understand? No, man. Listen, Christ suffered, man. Right. You understand? Christ is who suffered, and he suffered having not sinned, man. See, when we suffer, we're suffering as a result of our sins, man. Right. You understand? We're suffering as the result of us being sinners, man. Not because we're innocent, man. You understand? Our suffering is usually 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10. Our suffering is the result of our bad decisions. Right. Our suffering is the result of us not seeking counsel. You understand? Our suffering is the result of us being greedy. You understand? Of us being selfish, man. You dig? Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shema Atham Bashim Yahshua. How y'all doing? If you could get that to him, whatever that y'all grabbed, that's you know what I mean. Y'all could bring that to him. The water, sisters. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so. We gotta understand, you know what I'm saying, the importance of the death of Christ, man, and how that helps us to arm our minds. Read it again from the top.
Come. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 1.
Right.
For as much then as Christ has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind.
With the same mind, man. And what does that mean, man? Knowing that Christ suffered in the flesh, what does that mean? Listen, man. Let me, we about to get into what Christ went through in a second, man. But I just want to speak on this. You understand? See, in order for you to suffer, because Christ's suffering was for his brothers, man. Right. Christ suffered for the nation of Israel. He suffered for his people. But you can't suffer when you're selfish, man. You understand? A selfish person can't suffer. You dig? Like when you suffer, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage for the benefit of somebody else. Right. And this is the mind that we're supposed to be armed with. We're supposed to arm our mind with selflessness, man, to be able to suffer. You understand? Keep reading.
For he that have suffered in the flesh have
suffered in what?
In the flesh.
Okay.
Have ceased from sin.
Is this suffering in the mind and your emotions?
Suffer in the flesh.
This is suffering in your body, man. This is physical suffering. If you're suffering in the body, you've what?
Ceased from sin.
You have ceased from sin. Does anybody know what cease means? Sisters, what does cease mean?
Put an end.
To do what?
Put an end.
Hey man, give her a hand, man. She said to put an end to it. That's what cease means, to put an end. If you suffered in your flesh, if you're suffering in your flesh, you've put an end to sin. And it's heavy because ultimately, we know what sin is. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, let me not assume. Does everybody here know what sin is? Can anybody tell me what sin is? Anybody? Sis, go ahead. Give her a hand. It's excellent when people are in class and learning, man, and retaining the information, man. You understand? She says sin is the transgression of the law, right? And that's what it is. But do you know what sin is ultimately? Because what is the law? The law ultimately is what? It's brotherhood, man. Okay? Sin is the transgression of the law, but the law is brotherhood. So what is sin ultimately? Sin is selfishness. When the scriptures say thou shalt not commit adultery, if a man decides to try to sleep with another man's wife, what is he ultimately being? Selfish. Right. This woman belongs to another man. This is another man's rib, and because you have no self-control, and your lust and your desires are running rampant, and all you care about is what you want, you would break the law of brotherhood and take that man's wife, man. When the law said that you should not covet anything that belongs to your neighbor, not his goods, not his house, not his woman, not his cattle, right? If you're wanting what he wants, it's ultimately you're dealing with selfishness, man. Right. You understand? And when I say wanting what he wants, I don't mean in the sense of you want for him what you want for yourself. I mean you want what he has specifically. Right. You know, he got the 4-bedroom house and a 2-bath and a pool, and you're like, man, I gotta have that. I gotta take that. You know what I'm saying? You see his rib and you feel like, man, I gotta have her. That's a selfish spirit, man. Because see, listen, man, the Lord provided for everybody, man. It's enough for everybody to have their own. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's no need for you to put your needs and desires before everybody else, man. But that's what sin is, man. Listen, if you got a neighborhood grocery store and you got Blacks and Hispanics that own this grocery store, they had to put their investment money up to get it set up. They had to get connected with the distributors. You understand? Go out there and connect with these different farmer markets and get this thing running. They had to take out a bank loan to get the shelves filled. And they have a grand opening. They've been open for a month, and you go in there and you start stealing goods. It's because you're selfish. Right. They're putting this grocery store in the neighborhood for the community to be able to benefit the community, and yes, to make money, but to get the economy going. And you go in there and you steal from your brother, man. It's because you're selfish, man. Even if it's as simple as you open your brother's house in the refrigerator and you take something out the fridge that he bought that you ain't asking for. It's because you're selfish. You're selfish, and that's what ultimately the transgression of the law is, man. Is brothers and sisters being selfish, man, and that's why Christ died the death that he died, to teach us to not be selfish, man. Right. To teach us to suffer with our brothers, man. To teach us to suffer with our sisters, man. To suffer with those that don't believe. You understand? But go ahead and read it from the top.
Come. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 1. For as much then as Christ has suffered for us in the flesh.
He suffered for who?
For us in the flesh.
He suffered for himself.
For us in the flesh.
Listen, man. You not sinning, you choosing to live the life in the truth, is you suffering for everybody else, man. See, let me explain something to y'all. We all have gone through things with our families, with our friends, right? But let me tell you this. When you smoking weed, when you out there, you know what I'm saying, sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry, or you sleeping with Juanita, Teresa, and hopefully not Karen, but Karen, right? They ain't got no issue with you coming to the barbecue. They ain't got no issue with you coming to the family cookout. You understand? When you celebrating Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all that, and you smoking weed, you can still come to the house. They're not mad. But as soon as you choose to live the life of righteousness, what happens, man? All of a sudden you get rejected. All of a sudden now you can't come around. Right. But you choosing to live that life is you suffering for others, man. You're choosing to separate yourself and be the example and be the light, even though those who are in the dark are rejecting you, man. Right. And that's what Christ did, man. Because listen, nobody in Israel knew how to keep the spirit of the law. Everybody was either living in sin, or if they knew the law, they were living by the letter of the law and using the law to hurt people, man. Using the law to oppress people, not using the law to show compassion and free people from their demons and from what had them and what was holding them back, man. So Christ was the only one who had the understanding of how to show people how to be an example without condemning people to their destruction, man. You understand? And see, that's the difference, man. But if we knew what he suffered and what he went through, then maybe it could change how we see ourselves, man, and how we see other people. All right? Read again.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 1. For as much then as Christ have suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourself likewise with the same mind.
Arm yourself with the same mind, man. Arm yourself with the mind of what you go through, that you're going through this not for you, but you're going through it for your brother, man, for your sister, man.
Right.
That's the spirit that we should be in, man. That whatever we do, we're doing it for our brother, man. We're doing it for the sake of those that may not appreciate what you're doing. There's that. Now you got some people that show gratitude. As a matter of fact, man, somebody pulled me the precept that says, for the thankful and the unthankful. So like your Baba Kashar Cargers, I pulled find that precept for me, man. For the thankful and the unthankful, man. See, it's one thing when you sacrifice and you suffer and you do something for somebody and they're grateful and they come and tell you and they let you know, you come and do them a solid. They may need a ride or they may need to hold on to some money, or you go through and fix something in their house, right, or whatever it is, right. And they're like, man, I really appreciate that, man. The water. Thank you for helping me out. That you feel like, okay, they recognize what I did, they appreciate what I did, and it's some type of exchange. But are you suffering in that way? No, because in a way you kind of got the return on your action. But see, the spirit of Christ is when you're working for people, helping people who don't even understand that you're helping them, who don't even give a damn that you're helping them. They don't even care. When we're out there at camp and we're on them corners and we're teaching people what their culture is and their identity is, they're walking by mocking, snickering, scorning, ignoring. You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you go get a job? You know what I mean? Why y'all out here, disrupting our fun? Why you out here calling the white man the devil? We all bleed the same blood. And we're out there for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who are looking at us like we're crazy. We're what the scripture says, fools for Christ.
Right.
So we suffer for them. We suffer for people who look at us like we're a cult. We suffer for them, man. You understand? But Christ is saying, remember my death. Remember how I went out, and arm yourself with that same mindset. That's what this work is in the truth, man. And everybody ain't necessarily built to endure that kind of life, man.
Right.
Some people got to say, you know what, man? Listen, I hear you. Christ is black. We the true Jews. But listen, man, I gotta listen. I work, man, 2 jobs, man. Listen, when I get my Fridays and Saturdays free, I'm going to the club, man. I'm trying to find me, a pretty brown round and Netflix and chill, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, that's why. Listen, hey, Salaki, what we see at camp when our people are driving by? What they do? What they do when they see us, man? Y'all know what they do.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That's what they do, man. They throw the fist up like, what's that? Hey, I'm gonna tell you what it means. Hey, y'all niggas be strong. Y'all stay strong. Mm-hmm. Power to the cause. Right. brother, listen, man. What's a raised fist gonna do for us? Oh, we with you. It sound good. You understand? But it's okay though, because we're suffering for them.
Right.
People who actually believe that, making a comment on Facebook or going on Twitter or raising your fist when you drive by and see us trying to reach our people, you feel like that's contributing to the cause. You understand? Being on the sidelines, man, and not in the game. But guess what? Christ said to arm yourself with that mind, man.
Right.
To be equipped with the mind to know that when we suffer, we're suffering for them as well, man.
Right.
Because guess what, man? Christ says, the Most High said, who will stand up for me, man? Who will stand up, man? Somebody gotta bear the weight. And everybody's shoulders ain't big enough to bear certain levels of weight, man. You understand? That's why the Lord built women a certain way. He shaped them with hips, or at least our women, Salakia, not the heathens. But, well, they got to get the surgery for that, but Salakia. But our women, he built them with a certain shape. Why? Because he built them to be able to bear the weight of bearing children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not built like that. Our strength is in our shoulders and in our arms because we're supposed to carry things from a physical standpoint, right? But usually with a woman, all her strength comes down from the waist down because she's made to bear when she's carrying children. That's why she's built that way. The Lord built her that way, and everybody has to understand that their role and position based on what they're able to bear, man.
Right.
You understand? So read that one more time, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into it.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 1. For as much then as Christ hath suffered for us in the flesh,
Right.
arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin.
Hey, Salakia, sit. If you want to let Karab get that chair because of his knee, and also Salakia, can y'all get him that thing to raise his foot up, the ottoman, so he can have his foot elevated. The water. Salakia, y'all. Hey, the water to everybody. The water. So read it again, Salakia.
Come.
The water says.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 1. For as much then as Christ hath suffered
Right.
for us in the flesh,
Right.
arm yourself likewise
Right.
with the same mind.
Right, because see, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something. It can be very discouraging when you're serving the Lord and you're doing the work of the Lord. If you have the mindset of looking for a hand clap or
Right.
you're looking for a pat on the back, and you see people rejecting you all day, that can lead you to become selfish. It can put you into a spirit where you're like, you know what, man? These people don't hear what we doing. They don't care about what we saying out here, man. Right. You know, forget them. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep the commandments and do me. I'm not going to be coming out here every Friday and Saturday talking to people that don't want to hear this truth, man. You understand? Or you might be suffering with your own brothers, and you listen, man. That's why, man, it's so important for you not to look at what other people are doing. When you see how Christ walked and how he lived, and if you understand the spirit of what he was doing, you got to concentrate on that, man.
Right.
You can't put your mind on what you see on the people, how they respond to it. If the people hear the message and they come in and say, man, I need to change my life, they get in all black, they do their 90 days, and they come to serve the Lord with zeal and with a spirit to serve and humility, most high in Christ. But if they say y'all crazy and walk off, the mission don't change, man.
Right.
You understand? Because if Christ would have had the mindset of, man, these niggas ain't handing me over to the goddamn white man. They didn't hand me over to the oppressor, to the Romans. You understand? Listen, I ain't gonna do all this. Listen, I'm living sin free. I don't know about how they living. I know how I'm living for the Lord.
Right.
He would have that whole mindset is the mindset of an individualite, man.
Right.
That's the mindset of a fake Israelite, and that's how the Pharisees was living. Even though they wasn't really living by the law, they made themselves separate from the people. They didn't want to suffer for the people, man. They wanted to live off the people. And that's like your modern day Christian pastor right now. You understand? They got you tithing to make sure that their kids go to a private school. They got you tithing to make sure that they have the 5-bedroom, 3-bath house with the wide automated gate with the lions on the pillars. You understand? They're making sure that you paying for their heated pool in the back. They're not suffering with the people, man. Commander General Yohana slept in the basement, I believe, in Salakia, if I'm giving out the wrong information, Salakia, slept in the basement that had a leak that was dripping in the basement for 3 years, man, to set up the Isupk, man. That was established in 1969, man. You understand? He suffered, man. He suffered so that that Tapazar, Aban Zion, Caucasar, Officer Karab could be in this truth and know the power of the Most High today, man.
That's right.
He suffered so that all the zones that where schools are built and lives are being changed and lives are being removed. You understand? You know what I'm saying? And you have countless families who are no longer celebrating these wicked holidays, man. You understand? Hey, so yeah, we got Officer Karam 1,000 in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You understand? But Command General Yohana, man, and all the generals, man, they suffered for our sakes, man. And that's the spirit of Christ, man. But you can't suffer if you're thinking about yourself, man. And you can't allow your suffering to cause you to go back into sin.
Right.
And when I say sin, I mean going back into selfishness, man. Because that's the temptation. Because like I say, if you're looking for some type of, what's the word, payment or like I say, some type of, what's the word, man, restitution for your works, man, then you in the wrong business, man.
That's right.
This is why Christ said, man, to arm yourself with this mindset that you're going to suffer in the flesh, man.
Right.
And that causes you to cease from sin because you can't be selfish and serve the Lord, man.
That's right.
You can't be selfish and serve the Lord, man. But let's get into the death of Christ, man. Go ahead and let's get into that, man. And see, I want y'all to understand something, man. Like I was saying earlier, you got a lot of people that lack knowledge, lack understanding, who, they have the mindset of that wearing that cross is showing respect unto the death of Christ. When really you're disrespecting Christ, man. You and not only are you disrespecting Christ, but you're disrespecting your family, because it wasn't just Christ that was put on the cross, man. In 70 AD, they put hundreds of Jews on crosses and put them along the roads, man. You know what I'm saying? Leading up out of Jerusalem, man. You know what I'm saying? Women, children, and men alike. Crucified. You understand? It's the equivalent. You have something, brother?
No.
It's the equivalent of, you have a family member, an uncle, or a brother who was charged with the crime that was innocent, and he gets sent to the electric chair, or he gets lethal injection, and then you wear the medical table that he was lethally injected on, and you wear that around your neck, or you wear the electric chair around your neck, or if your cousin was killed by a police officer and they smash his head with a baton, and you wear the baton around your neck. It's a symbol of his murder. It's the instrument of